Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Wisconsin Conquerors home opener here at Kenneth and Artis Stadium in Marshfield, Wisconsin. My name is Ben Glasscock. I'm here with Parker Bird as my producer-director, and Dr. Alexander Edo to my right, the manager of the Wisconsin Conquerors. Teams are getting set for this first game of the season, and just getting ready to line up here. Just got through all of our announcements, and everything's all set. Going to be a great night of some soccer action here. Everybody getting lined up here for our opening kick. It's a little bit chilly out here tonight, about 55 degrees outside. A little windy. It's been beautiful here in central Wisconsin for about the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. So teams have had the opportunity to get playing outside. And here we go. Lions start with the ball. Back in their defensive territory. Now you'll see that the painted outside gray line is the full width of the field, so they'll go outside of the white, orange, and black lines on the sidelines. A lot of jockeying back and forth so far, trying to find position to advance up the field. Conquerors came off of a challenging MASL 2 season, the Arena Soccer League, as big leg there for the Lions goes wide right. And the Lions will take it out from the corner, it looks like. Everybody's set up as the Lions have their first look at potentially trying to put it in the goal as runs out of bounds. That'll be Conquerors' ball on the easy turnover. Lots of shuffling back and forth there as the ref throws the flag up. They'll get the ball back to the keeper for Wisconsin. A little bit of a different pace here this summer compared to the Arena League that was over the winter, as playing inside of the rounded walls was action-packed, non-stop. This is a little bit more traditionally paced. Conquerors advances the ball up the field as they look to their left wing there, and Conquerors keeper runs out and grabs it. So far, so good for both teams as they're starting to get a feel for this full field action to kick off their NPSL season. Big turnover there for Wisconsin. And good takeaway. But the ball does go back to Chicago as that runs out of bounds and will go in the Conquerors' direction. As my friend and director here, Mr. Parker, is able to tune in. Parker is much more knowledgeable in the ways of soccer than I am. So Parker, what are we seeing in the early going here?
Really just teams trying to find possession, find those little openings that they can take advantage of.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little jammed up there to start as I think our kind of loses footing there. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's the turf field here. It might be a little bit different than some other playing conditions that they're used to, as looks like the ball is just maybe a little bit bouncier or a little harder to handle.
Yep, definitely on the turf it's going to be a lot different. It's a lot more bouncy. Going to be harder to read those balls that are bouncing.
Covering a lot of grass too with some of these longer passes across the middle of the field, so
yep, the ball is just going to be moving a lot faster.
yeah, it's going to be a quick game. quick movements. Lots of passing control might be a key to success for both teams here tonight, as we will play into the sunset here in central Wisconsin. As the Lions do retreat into their defensive territory, but
looks like a little error that cost them a lot of positioning.
That was a lot. Ooh. Big legs there for number 9 on the Lions. That is, as my roster loads, Jeffrey Aboku.
Foul on the Lions.
Actually, give me the sheet. And the keeper just eats it up for the Lions there, as the Conquerors had it bounding towards the goal, but not quite enough to maintain that possession and get their first shot of the season off. Almost, though. Yeah, you can kind of tell when that thing, the control from the in the air to getting it back on the foot's just a little bit more challenging maybe today, or could also be some first game jitters, who knows? Everybody a little excited to get the season underway.
Yep, that's a possibility. Definitely a possibility.
Good little takeaway there for Camargo. Few names I still recognize. Some new names here for the Conquerors in their NPSL season. So as we wear on here, we'll get to know the names behind the numbers. But today we just want to see some shots go in the net for the team in the black jerseys, or as they say, kits, as I understand it.
Come on, Sam. It's the third time.
The elated excitement from our club manager in the background there. You can't blame the guy for being excited about watching his football team take on their next NPSL season here. Been quite a growing process for the fellas. Definitely something they were looking forward to is getting back outside. I know that much. So they're all grateful to be here. Good pass across the middle there for Wisconsin. Trying to look for the lead to Maletzko as the Lions just do interrupt that leading pass. Maletzko in number 7 has some substantially quick closing speed on those types of passes. So he'll be looking to get out in front of those final defenders between him and the goal tonight. Tough handle there for Wisconsin as Vang had a chance at one, but Wisconsin will inbound the ball right around midfield here. Great little pass through the legs there for Wisconsin. And Maletzko does get the ball right in the middle of the field. He's got some help. Oh, just wide left past the keeper. Almost enough to sneak it in there. So far, a pretty evenly balanced match in our opening minutes, Parker.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to you for the Wisconsin side of things?
They just gotta, they're really working on the counterattack, and they just have to be able to finish those, and almost a great opportunity right there.
Think any of that might be drawn off of their experience and what worked well for them during the arena season. That seemed to be when they were really putting the ball in the net consistently. It was on those counter strikes. Maybe that's a bit of an MO on the offensive side of the ball, or is that more of just a general common practice?
That's more of a common practice. Usually teams will practice how they're going to play, and they must have been really practicing counterattacks.
Good pass there up the left side of the field. Puts Maletzko one-on-one. Right in the middle of the field here for 19. Ooh, not quite enough heat on that pass. Still trying to find the feel with the that balance of force and control on those passes. So you can see that ball even just on that side spun pass really coming off the ground. Back and forth we go here in the first 15. We'll have 2 halves of action tonight, 2 45-minute halves. Gios tries to advance it, and with no luck, draws it right back. Exchanging the ball back and forth, looking for that big opening. Trying to get their striker, Jeffrey Aboku, in there with a shot. He's got a physical advantage that is quite obvious in the fact that he's got the longest legs on the field. So I'm guessing they're going to want him kind of doing the same thing that Maletzko is wanting to do and get out in front of those defensemen and find that one-on-one look, just him and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even with how tall he is, he can just use that body to really win those 1v1s.
Ooh. Camargo took a hit there. He is hurting. As Maletzko. Woo! There it is. First one on goal, folks.
Now, corner for the Conquerors.
I'm going to let Camargo catch his breath after I think he took one off the, lost it, got the wind knocked out of him on that one a little bit. But here we go. Wisconsin with their first corner of the season. The safe play, just dishing it out. Trying to set something up here as Fang tries to put it through the tackle there. Good little takeaway. Oh, almost. That's another thing that I'll be excited and curious to see is how physical the Conquerors decide they want to play tonight with, again, coming off that arena season. Definitely a little bit more of a higher contact style of the sport. As here he is, Aboku, going to pass across the middle over to 14. And just too soft there from 23. That is Leonardo Dutra. There's a big lead there, but just a little bit too hot. But Maletzko might have a last-second chance here. And that is
Going to be a corner.
going to be a corner. Okay, all right. I think Hezzy made that corner happen, that's for sure. That extra bit of hustle there, putting it back off the keeper. Last corner, they just dished it out to the left wing. This time right across the middle, going for Vang, looking for the header, and just gets interrupted there. Looking for the big lead across the middle, over to the left. Yeah, a little too much. I think the wind also might be playing a factor. It is rather breezy here this evening. So Wisconsin wants to keep the ball on this side of the field here. See if they can't get another shot off, get an early lead going. That was a big pass for Chicago just to get it out of their zone, and here they go. They're on the attack.
A little breakaway. Ooh, nicely stopped, though.
Great interruption of that attack by the Conquerors. as Moletsko gets into the action on the other side of midfield and back to the keeper. See number 12 there for the Conquerors, Ludwig Samuelson on defense. Alongside Chi Lee, number 8. Big header there, as that just gets stuffed by the wind. I think he was trying to make that go towards the Conquerors side of the field and just got hung up in the wind. So definitely going to be playing a factor here tonight on those high kicks, as Wisconsin saves it from going out.
Throw in down by the corner. Could have easily just made a move and crossed, but
Don't know if he had, I think another one of those where the ball might have just got out a little bit in front of him. Wisconsin clears. Back into number 10, Kaito Lohr. Well, let's go on the left. Back to Lohr. Left foot. Another shot on the goal there. Little 3-on-1, looking for the takeaway, and they do get it. And foul on Chicago, it looks like. Wisconsin with the big leg to give Moletsko the big lead there again, but it's just a little too hot. That looked like an excited kick to me, Parker. I don't know about you, but that looked like trying to make something happen and just a little too much.
Yep, first game jitters can really get to them, and I feel like that's what they're all feeling right now.
And it is a relatively short season with only 5 home matches here. So maybe wanting to make a little bit extra happen here in front of a home crowd. A good leading pass there for Chicago. And good interruption by the defense of Wisconsin. Looks like Chi Lee interrupted that one. So, second corner kick for Chicago, looking to line it up. Right up into the air towards the middle. Another big leg there. As the ref on the far side of the field calls a foul, that'll make it Wisconsin ball. So here we go. What can Wisconsin set up? 23 minutes in here, halfway through our first half. Nice gets it down to the other side of the field here. Seeing what the strikers and wings can do for Wisconsin here and maybe get a little counter-strike action going. Big pass forward for Chicago puts them within striking distance as they go wide left. That was number 10, Kaito Nakayama for the Lions. keeper for Wisconsin will take it out. Looking for the big kick right towards the middle of the field. Couple of headers for Wisconsin, and they have a short possession there. Great effort there by Wisconsin's keeper, number 1, Blayton Will, coming way out from the net to interrupt that one. And here's Wisconsin with a little bit of open field in front of them. As Maletzko tries to wrestle it around, and foul on Wisconsin. That'll be on Maletzko. Ball kind of sneaks through, but works out for the Lions as they got a good look. Great save, and just off the top goes their best look. That is not quite enough.
It's like we have a man down on the field. Looks like he got up right up, though.
Lions will take it out from the corner again. See if they maybe play it a little differently this time from the other side of the field. Looks like they're going right over top again towards the middle, looking for the header. And the keeper just scoops it out of the air. Great grab there by Blayton Will. As Maletzko using all that speed to his advantage, running past the defenders. Still controls it. Great press there. Gets it across to Vang. And across again over to Camargo. Cancels it off the chest and over the top. Great offensive effort there for Wisconsin. Great ball control. Getting out in front of the defense, using their speed to their advantage.
Just a good set of runs that really made it all turn into that play. See, number 9 here just has such a huge advantage in size.
He's long and fast. He's
definitely a threat, and they're just trying to lock him down right now. They don't want him to have the opportunity to break free, and if they do, it could very possibly be a goal.
good ball control there for the Conquerors. Maintaining possession. Skips under the foot. Back to the Lions. And 2-on-1. Yeah, you called it, Parker. That is the strategy on defense is shut him down. Good pass across the field. You can see the wind kind of grab that too, and
yeah, winning conditions today are definitely not helping, especially on turf. You know, because it bounces so much, it's just getting affected so much more by wind.
mm-hmm. Good pass towards the middle for the Lions, but nobody home. Saw the open field, but no white jersey to go with it. And here come the Conquerors.
There's a lot of open field, but Lions do a great job of holding up, so they aren't able to make that run. Really's playing a good offside trap there. Able to win them the ball. There they are into the 6.
That was a phenomenal shutdown there.
That was amazing.
Number 13, Song Vang. Song helped out on the coaching side of things during the MASL season, and now he's on the defensive side of the ball, as that leading pass was all just about perfect there.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I saw that keeper go into the arch and grab that, but
no whistle was blown, my friend. 30 minutes into our first half here, 2/3 of the way. This ball pops in the air there and gives Maletzko a chance, but not quite enough there, as Wisconsin retreats back to the keeper. Now, for the folks at home that might not know, Mr. Parker, the keeper can only grab the ball in the box, correct?
yep.
And that is only, you can't pass it to the keeper and have him pick it up in the box.
Yep, you can pass it, but they cannot pick it up if you're on their own team. Man, wide open on the wide. Crossover, way too much.
That one got up in the air, and while I don't know if it would have had much of a chance either way, the wind, again, playing a significant factor. It looks like it's actually kind of shifted a little bit, so maybe even some changing conditions might be a little bit of a challenge today. Not a great pass there for Blayton Will. Not too sure if that one would have had a chance, but either way, the ball is stopped no less. Just seeing that thing just get hung up in the wind. Teams exchange headers, and looks like we've got Camargo on the left and a whistle. As we might have a touch of a delay here, as one of the players for the Lions is down, and all right, they're going to tend to him, and teams will regroup here for a moment. So far, a pretty even match, Parker. I'm seeing a good exchanges back and forth, some good possession on both sides. Just nobody quite with the look to put it in the net so far. What do you think?
It's just really using those finishing skills that's going to put either team ahead. I mean, they both have really good possession. It's just a battle in the mid right now. The wide angle is getting really open. Good chances are being made. It's just who's going to finish.
It seemed like converting from the left and the right towards the middle has been a challenge as well on those passes towards the inside part of the field.
Yeah, these teams seem pretty middle heavy. Got some good players in the mid, and they're looking to take advantage of that. And it's just good players versus going good players, and they're just gonna have to find each other's weaknesses.
And that's why we play 90 whole minutes, right?
Yep.
That is part of the game. So it looks like everybody's back to full strength here. Conquerors looking to create a turnover here, see if they can make some magic happen. Ooh, wow,
Ooh.
great dribble through that for.
Wide open field.
Yeah, this is one-on-one. This is what they've been looking for, and great
Ooh,
save
great
there
save.
by Blayton Well.
Lions still do have possession. They are restarting. Looking for another opportunity, setting it right back in. Back on number 9, but great save.
Good defense so far for both teams. Whether it's interrupting plays that are getting set up or the keeper doing his part.
Looks like a little miscommunication there. Led the ball to turn over.
Lions looking for. Oh, that was a grab.
That was a pretty obvious foul. It looks like he's going to be
is a
given a
card.
yellow. Number 12 on the Conquerors given a yellow card.
That is Ludwig Samuelson. So the Lions with a different look here. About a third of the way towards the net. Looking to set something up over the middle again, it looks like. As they play the wind. Oh, wow.
Came down a lot faster. It looked like he anticipated it too.
That he was looking maybe even for the bicycle kick there. Not sure if that was what they were aiming for, but set it up and then it just sunk on him. The elements playing a factor early here with about 10 minutes remaining in our first half. As that just floats up and just gets completely hung up in the wind. Definitely a thing, and changing sides will make it even more interesting coming into the second half, Parker. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have to play it completely the opposite of how they were playing with the wind.
One side's going fast, the other side's hanging up.
They're going to have to see different sides and which side's better for what kind of runs they want to make.
That was a easy takeaway there for Wisconsin, but just gets it shot right up into the air.
Oh, keeper,
and that is it. That'll be the first goal of the season for the Lions, number 25.
Just an unfortunate deflection, and 25 was lucky enough to be there to just finish it.
Vinicius Novo with the first score of the season for Gio's Lions.
Still about 8.5 minutes left, or 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Plenty of time to get a goal. And the second half is really where they're going to have to thrive.
Now for our stats people at home, would you call that an assist off of Aboku, as he was the last one to touch it before Novo put it in the net? Or does that have to be a little bit more deliberate, as we've got another card here? Looks like that was on number 10.
For the Gio's Lions.
For Gio's, which is Kaito Nakayama. But on the assist, is that what's the professional's take on that, Mr. Parker?
I would I didn't get a good look at it. I would have to see if it was a deflection or just a tiny little toe tap to him. If it was a toe tap, it was definitely being assist, but deflection is going to be, if it was a deflected pass, I would have to say it would be an assist. But if it was looking like a shot, then I don't know if I would give that the assist. Looking like there was a goalkeeper sub, number 1 off.
So Blayton Will off, and
I can't tell who that is who just came on.
that might be Seth Jonas, from number 1 to number 99.
Good deflection there to win possession. Really high in the air, you're going to have to battle for it.
Wisconsin trying to create a takeaway there with the 2-on-1. Novo receives that high pass and deflects it off of Wisconsin and out of bounds.
Good run there. Well executed by number 12 to get that out of there.
Just shut the thing down, right? At least get your defenseman to reset, get in front of the ball a little bit.
So a foul is going to be called.
Off the uprights it goes.
So foul is going to be called on Geo's lines. Conquerors ball now.
And the Lions will
Go down.
have another player go down here. That is Aboku. Looks like he might try to walk this one off. Cold weather conditions could be a fact.
Good breakaway for Geo's Lions here.
Good interception there by Vang to get the Conquerors the ball back. maintaining possession here on the defensive side of things.
Conquerors found that opportunity to make some field up.
Great pass forward there. Gets the lead.
Good job playing that out wide.
Just a gentle reminder.
Lions looking to advance it forward,
Ooh.
going out to the left. That's a great leading pass there. Towards the middle, one-on-one, just a
Ooh.
little too forward. Back to the middle. And over the top towards midfield there. Players get reset here. Looks like Aboku will be coming off the field. Coming in for him. It's number 20, Alexander Amaya. And the ball will go straight to him.
Good play back, just keeping that possession, waiting for that right opportunity to strike.
That was not a great dish there to the keeper, but luckily Jonas comes out of the net enough to break up what could have been bad for Wisconsin. And that is
Going to be halftime.
the end of our half. So 1-0 Lions here, halfway home. And we will take a break for our halftime, folks. You can stick around 15 minutes, and we shall return with the second half of action as the Lions Soccer Club from Chicago and the Wisconsin Conquerors are competing in their first match of the NPSL season here. My name is Ben Glasscock with Parker Bird, and we shall return.
Ladies and gentlemen, gonna have a little halftime fun with Western FC Youth Academy. Coming to entertain you a little. We didn't stop it. No one stopped the clock.
All right, folks, we are back with the second half of action here. Wisconsin Conquerors versus the Leo's Lions Soccer Club from Chicago. First half of action was pretty evenly matched, with the Lions taking the 1-0 advantage, having a 5-3 advantage on shots on goal. Teams do change sides of the field, so as they may have found a bit of rhythm playing the elements as well as the other team, that has shifted. So a bit of a learning curve here to begin our second half of action. Great pass there for Wisconsin over to Vang. Looks to maintain his possession 3-on-1. Well, let's go, tries to, ooh, a little bit of a hit there on number 16 for Wisconsin, Sam Caston. Not quite enough to draw a whistle, as the Conquerors will inbound from the far side of the field. Lions possess the ball in the middle of the field there for a moment, but retreat back to the defensive side of the field. Good interception there, and they right at midfield for Wisconsin, but a little too far out in front for Vang to catch that pass. That was number 19 for the Conquerors, which is Brian Camargo. Which I don't know if him and Sergio are twins, but if they're not, boy, do they look alike. You see that ball just get stolen by the wind.
looks like an offside, but ref does not call it.
Throws the flag up, but no whistle.
Gonna be foul on Geo Lions. Looks like the legs got caught up.
Out of bounds there on Wisconsin and on Camargo, as he was trying to dribble through the 2-on-1, but not quite enough.
Looks like Geo Lions just playing possession, trying to get that attack going. They are moving up the field, but Conquerors do take it.
Let's go trying to use that speed to create the takeaway. Camargo just looking to maintain possession there. Get realigned. Looks like Kaito Lore was looking for somebody out in front. Nobody home. And here's Geo's Lions looking to set something up. Didn't quite like the look of that one. Resets back at midfield. A little cross up there between 23 and 14, it looks like. That one dies with the wind. Just gets chewed up. Once it gets about 10 feet up in the air, it's a totally different, almost totally different atmosphere.
Offside is going to be called.
And that'll make it. As Jonas runs it out there. Looking for, looks like he might be looking for something downfield here. Caught a little bit of turf on that inbound kick.
Yep.
Again, the fields are playing on an artificial playing surface, so likely a little bit different than when playing on natural grass, as a foul is called on Geo's Lions there as the ball stays live. Lions looking for a strike here. Trying to rush the left side. 4 players over on one side of the field and only 2 on the other, so maybe trying to poke a hole through the defense with a little bit of overwhelming force. And good interception there by Wisconsin to interrupt that strike. Maletzko using his legs, dribbling through it. Looking for another man. Just gets that one a little bit behind Sergio. That will be out of bounds. 54th minute of our match. Just about to start here. A few minutes into the second half, both teams looking like they're reacquiring a feel for the field and the elements. Trying to make some things happen, but no great presses quite yet.
Good attack here, looking from Geo Lions.
Ooh, that was a lot of banging around there. That didn't feel good for anyone involved. Good takeaway there by Vang, too. See if the Conquerors can hold on to it here. It's a lot of white jerseys down there as he gets the shot off and over the top. Out of the reach of Jonas, but above that top post was number 14 for Geo's Lions, Eric Morales. And Jonas will take it out from just in front of the net here. Might have a bit of a pause in the action there as Giovanni Alonso is tending to a nose issue off of maybe took a ball off the face there on the carom off of the defender from Geo's Lions. And he'll be replaced with number 20. That'll go Conquerors direction on the out of bounds. Well, now that we're 56 minutes in, Mr. Parker, how do you see the Conquerors getting their best strike of the day off here as that one sails high and wide? What's the key to success that you see for them in the second half?
They really just have to win the middle. I mean, that's where it's most contested. That's where most of the balls are going. That's where most turnovers for both sides are. And if they are able to clamp down the middle, I mean, it's pretty easy from there if you just constantly have possession of the ball and are able to win it.
That'll be a foul on Wisconsin's number 8, Chi Lee. Good pass interception there, but the dish out a little too stiff. Seems like Geo's Lions are really getting the handle down on this field.
Yeah.
The ball bouncing around like it was in the first half does not seem to be impacting them at all here in the second half, and quite a bit more under control.
Looks like they're really getting used to the turf. Wow.
And that was a phenomenal strike there. Holy cow.
Holy cow is right.
Vinicius Novo with his second goal of the game. And that was from distance. In the 58th minute, the Lions take a 2-0 lead over the Wisconsin Conquerors. found an open look, and that one didn't sail. So now the Conquerors really need to get into the offensive side of the field for them and try to get this back to a one-score game. Great dribble through the defense there by Vang. Chi Lee gets it towards the middle, looking for Maletzko. Camargo on the outside.
And what Conquerors have not done all game is really force, and that's what they're going to be doing, and that could lead to many errors or
Right.
they're just going to try and force it, and
Create some pressure.
that could be good or bad. Could leave the lines with plenty of counterattack opportunities, but
when you're down 2-0 and you've got
30 minutes left.
30 minutes left, I mean, it's, you know, it's not do or die time quite yet, but definitely want to see if you can
Get it within a one-goal range.
exactly change the pace of the game, get a little momentum. We do know from the MASL season. Here we go. Maletzko on the break on the left. He's got the one-on-one with the keeper, using his speed right. Oh! Stuck with it through 3 interruptions and just goes wide left. What'd you see on that one, Parker?
Just great playing by Maletzko. Looked like he tricked the defender, acting like he was going to go towards the middle. Made the defender go off balance and just played that perfectly. Just could not get around the goalkeeper. Major disruption by the goalkeeper. That's what saved him.
All right, I just was saying they're a momentum-built team, so see if they can capitalize on that little breakaway here. Maletzko's out of the corner. A lot of white jerseys crowned in the middle of the field. Very low. Tried to keep that one out of the wind. Song Vang there out to George Vang. And Conquerors on the retreat here.
See, these are the counterattacks I was talking about. They're going to be forcing a lot more, being down 2-0 with 30 minutes left. They want to get within that one-goal range, and it's going to lead to these counterattacks.
They seemed to have at least gotten in front of this one, but you definitely could feel that opening start to make itself pretty evident. As
Going down wide, crossover, no one there to receive.
nobody home. And Camargo is just going to get outrun here in the corner. But it will be Conqueror's ball. And over the top left, go the Lions.
So the subs will be coming on for the Geo Lions. Number 14 going out.
That would be Eric Morales coming off the field. Coming on looks like number 11, which is Ryosuke Tanaka.
Good run there made by Geo Lions, but
Ooh, good little dish there to the keeper, just to shut it down. Alonso takes another hit there.
just getting beaten up all this game.
Yeah, takes one off the grill. Gets tripped up there. As they say, it's part of the game, right?
Yep.
A little bit of excitement there, but now we got a 2-on-1.
And that's going to be another goal for the Lions.
That is Novo's third goal of the match. Number 25, Vinicius Novo. That will make it 3-0. Geo's Lions. In the 63rd minute. What we got? So the Conquerors looking to make something happen here. Trying to find some sort of momentum. Looks like we got another substitution or two for the Lions. Bang, boots it out of the box there.
Another good counterattack for Geo's Lions.
Can tell that we're kind of talking about it earlier, winning the middle. And those two goals, that was everything that they did.
Yep, that's really all they need. Is just win the middle, and that's how great opportunities come like they have been.
Good interception there by Maletzko again. And good leading pass up to number 20 for the Conquerors. Sorry, I don't have his name on my sheet in front of me here. Looks like we're getting reset here for Wisconsin to inbound on the short side of the field. Number 19 for Wisconsin looks like he's coming off. It's Brian Camargo. Here we go, back to action.
Great play right there. Play him out wide, and there's another guy out wide. Geo's line goes down the field. Wide open man.
And on the left, not quite enough to get that shot off.
Got it off.
Alonzo
Nice
gets in the way.
deflection.
Yep. That was a good little idea there by number 10, Kaito Lower. Trying to play it up the left side for the Conquerors, but a little too much. Starting to feel like Wisconsin's playing on their heels a little bit. Just, you know, maybe that looking for a counter-strike strategy, kind of backfiring on them a little bit. But the closing speed through the middle part of the field really does feel like the difference in this match thus far.
Yep. Gio, the Lions must have had a great halftime talk. I mean, the way that they're playing so early into the second half is something must have shifted.
Playing with quite a bit more pace.
Great deflection. Now going for a corner kick. Gio's Lions.
Kaito Nakayama will take it out for those Lions. Haven't seen too much success out of the corners thus far, as the elements have really played a factor, but that was probably their best look out of either side, as that header tried to go towards the left side of the goal. Number 16 on that header for the Lions, Kosi Sasaki, excuse me.
Momentum not going well for Conquerors with that misplay.
That's a good little pass across the middle. And
Ooh.
just splits the defenders. All right, maintains possession. That was a good little recovery there. Gets it back
That
out to
was.
Alonso.
Yep. Good job keeping on to that ball. Everyone, defenders are coming from both sides. Able to keep possession.
And all right, Conquerors will maintain possession. Ooh, good little header there, but just a little too strong. Runs it out of bounds. Big leg there to put the ball on the other side of the field, but looks like that one might have got caught up with the wind. Number 16.
Now into the 70th minute. Conquerors are down 3-0. What can they do to decrease this lead?
Just about time to start pressing, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Time to make something happen here. And I think they were. And oh, there we go. All right.
Nice little
Total
win back.
momentum interruption there by Song Vang. A little bit of wrestling there. And that will go way of the Lions. Quick inbound. That's the other thing, is those inbound passes for the Lions have taken no time at all, and they have really used those to get out in front. Good leading pass there. A little one-on-one.
Looking
And that
like a corner kick.
That is a corner. On the attack for the Conquerors there was Sam Caston, number 16. And towards the middle, but right into the heart of it and right back to the same corner. That's a tough corner to kick out of tonight. You are kicking basically straight into the wind.
Yep. Extra power is definitely going to be needed.
You just see it just sort of float there,
And then randomly dive down.
good effort there by Alonso, but not quite enough. Needs to. Oh, there we go. And
Just like a little too much.
little too much. Good handle there for the Lions to keep it in play.
plenty of time for the Lions. Kind of wasting time here.
Well,
They're up 3-0.
they are in the spot that is maybe the right thing to do. As those minutes tick away, it's less and less time for Wisconsin to make the dent that they need. So not really much of a need to make a mistake here for Geo's Lions.
And it looks like they are just triangle passing around them.
And then right over the top and too far. Kind of a bit of a break there for Wisconsin, it seems. Wisconsin lets that one go by so that Jonas, the keeper, can pick it up and set something up here. See if Wisconsin can make a play toward. Nope, not quite. Huge pass towards the inside of the field. 23 1-on-1 with Jonas. Ooh, what a great save there by Seth Jonas.
A little mistouch by 23, but a great save. Great turn. Going down the line. Looks like a little too much grabbing on number 11 for the Lions, and that will be a foul.
Yes. Ryosuke Tanaka. So Alonso will take it out. Wind in the face. You just see it just lock up in the wind. Vang boots it forward right back to that same spot where the Lions have just been playing possession ball. You can hear the communication between both teams getting louder and in greater frequency as there about 15 minutes remain here.
Great move. Just beating all those defenders. Now Lions just keeping possession in the attacking third, and that's really all they have to do. They have to keep Wisconsin on their toes, but also waste time at the same time.
Well, let's go with a little mental error there, kind of playing that pass back and it getting interrupted right in front of him. You can see the conditioning sort of coming into play here too in these later minutes. It just seems like the Lions are just a little bit quicker as we're 76 minutes in.
Going to be a Lions throw. A little too much. Goal kick. And the Conquerors are just kicking straight into the wind.
It's just incredibly difficult to control. I mean,
You can read it, but you can't at the same time.
it's kind of moving and shifting, and sometimes it's stronger, sometimes it's not. It's all a part of it. That'll be Conquerors ball as that deflects off number 20 for the Lions, Amaya. Conquerors got to try and keep the ball closer to the ground here and press forward. Get through some of this defense with some good dribbling. Something along those lines.
Lions are doing really good at getting the ball right back right after they lose it. And Conquerors are just not able to take advantage of when they do have possession. Coming down to almost 10 minutes left.
Well, let's go going back and forth, just waiting for one passing error, so see if he can catch a breakaway. So when there's so much ground to cover, where do you go, Parker? If they can just continue to kind of work backwards.
They just have to keep on pressing and pressing, and that's the only thing they can really do. They have to wait until they mess up, make an error, and that's how they're going to be able to win it back. Just like right
Wisconsin
there.
trying to win one there. And it finally gets one to go their way, but gives it right back. Just those little quick passes. It's hard to pin them down. Great ball handling skills by the Lions overall this second half. I mean, they have
really kept it in their possession. And
yes.
Conquerors are just playing to them right now. They're playing what the Lions are trying to make them play.
All right, here we go. Well, let's go looking for one here. Gets the tries to
do a through ball a little too much.
That is going to go out of bounds and back in the Conquerors' direction. 79th minute coming to a close here. NPSL opening match action here between the Wisconsin Conquerors and Geo's Lions Soccer Club from Chicago. As
first goal season.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, right off.
Man.
And just a bad touch. That could have easily been a touch and a rip, but unfortunate mistake.
Great strike there by Maletzko.
And there's that's it right there. Them forcing it and just turned the ball over. Right after that shot, they have possession, and forcing it back up made him lose it.
I think catching it off that post as hard as it hit was a challenge for sure. As
wide open man.
Wide open for the Lions here, but he dishes it back across the middle. Kind of lets the Conquerors defense reset, and over the top goes the Lions. I believe that was, well, my eyesight's good, but it's not what it once was. Number 6.
9 minutes left, closing down in the final minutes of this game, and Conquerors are down 3-0. What can they do?
Fang gives that one everything he's got and gets it over the top, over to Maletzko. He's got a man with him. 4-on-2 here, looking for another strike. Just dribbles through the defense, gets out in front. He's got an open shot. Doesn't take it.
In the middle, shot, and over.
Over the top go the Conquerors. Another good fast break effort there for Wisconsin. That was kind of their MO during the Arena Soccer League season as well, Parker, is those fast breaks were where they did their best damage.
Yep. Although their season didn't go too well, they did have those good opportunities on those fast breaks, and that's kind of looks like what they're bringing to this season.
At least so far. Wisconsin will inbound this. 7.5 minutes remaining. A couple of headers back and forth. Well, let's go trying to get in there and break something up. Good header there by Vang to try and get it to
A little breakaway.
one of his teammates.
Oh.
Alonso's got to get in front of this one. He's really got to get in front. Oh, great save there by Jonas.
Very
Good.
lucky. Very lucky. Could have ended very easily in a goal.
I think he caught a lucky bounce, honestly, and he went out and got it. All right, a little momentum here for Wisconsin. Finally catching some rhythm, maybe. As Alonso follows up here. Lee back to Vang.
There it is right there, forcing it up.
Well, let's go with a great handle there. Can he stick with it? Yeah, that's going to be a foul on the Lions. So,
And it looks like the Lions are time wasting, seeing how close they can get to the ball before the ref has to push them away.
well, let's go. Trying to break through the defense, passes it over. Over parts the middle. Oh, off the top post one more time.
So while on a turf, if there is a field goal and it hits off the field goal for American football, it is going to be considered out.
Good observation there, sir. Thank you. So that did not hit off the top post. That hit off the field goal post. Five and a half remain here till our 90th minute. Can the Conquerors find one more effort here?
The Lions are just doing a great job possession, making sure the Conquerors don't have the ball in order to make that attack.
Great pass there towards the middle for Gio's Lions. Just beats the defense.
Great save.
Great save. Jonas punts it to about just past midfield there. And they retreat all the way back to their keeper. Just such a tough.
Looks like an
Must be an
offside.
offside, yep. All right.
Wisconsin have to get it off right away. Less than 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, time to go. Ref holds him up. But there we go. All right. Wisconsin's got a look here. All right. Back towards the middle. Header off the defense, Samuelson.
And it looks like Wisconsin will lose possession. Play it downfield on a run. Gio Alonso, defender.
Good save there by Alonso. Good interception. A little too heavy on the dribble pass to himself there by Camargo.
Oh,
Gio's just taking it to this game. I feel bad for the guy.
just trying to get up off the ground and just gets on right to the back of the head. Oh, great job coming out. Less than 3 minutes now for the Conquerors. I don't think the comeback is possible, but
No, it's just about see if you can penetrate this defense one more time, realistically.
yep.
Give yourself something to give yourself a little bit of a win here to finish up. And tip your cap too to Gio's Lions. They're playing this second half. You were right. Whatever they said in the locker room in our intermission, that seems to have worked.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing so much better than they were. There's less of a challenge, less of a tight game. It's more of a one-sided game, but there's still some competition coming. Great dribbling. Will be a whistle blown. Less than 2 minutes now. This might be the last chance for the Conquerors unless they get one more.
You can see that little flag down at midfield just a whipping. That is where our conditions are at to close out this match.
Did not find anyone on that free kick.
I think he mishit that. That looked like it was a side spinner and not what he had intended to do. As Alonso just trying to keep him in front, does so. But the Lions in prime position here to at least close out this match, if not try to put one more in the net. But good break up there. And we'll go Conquerors' way with
Less than 1 minute. With less than 30 seconds to go, it looks like the Lions will just be playing possession. I don't think they're doing anything too fancy here. Try and get a goal. Just play this game out. It looks like the Conquerors are aware of that.
in a match that was pretty well balanced in the first half. It has gone relatively one-sided here in the second half as Gio's Lions Soccer Club from the Chicagoland area puts 6 more shots on goal in the half. 2 more of those go in the net. And
Game should be finishing up here.
Referees do keep their own time, so there may be a little bit of extra here also through the substitutions. There may be.
Looks like Wisconsin was trying to put the ball higher up. And that
there
is
it
going
is.
to be the game.
All right, folks, that is going to wrap up NPSL match number 1 of the season for the Wisconsin Conquerors and Gio's Lions. Final score, 3-0 Lions. 3 goals coming from number 25, Vinicius Novo, in the 37th, 58th, and 63rd minute, all 3 unassisted. And that is the story of our match today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Our next home game for the Conquerors, as I pull that up here, if I can find it. I think I'd have it committed to memory by this point, wouldn't you, Parker?
It is going to be Saturday, June 7th at 5 p.m.
Thank you very much, sir. Saturday, June 7th at 5 p.m. We'll be right back here on the Wisconsin Conquerors YouTube channel. My name is Ben Glasscock, and on behalf of Parker Bird, thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you on